everybody, I'm Childress, and this is my wife Patricia. And we're here today, standing out here in this bright sunshine on our property out here. And we just want to let you know that what we do out here is something that we really enjoy. We love being outdoors. We love being on God's green earth. And we take it to heart that we're caretakers of His creation. And I was raised on a farm and ranch, so farming it's nothing new to me. She's got a green thumb. She's got a flower garden out here that she's got all kinds of plants in. And we really like to go with plants that have a biblical meaning or a story behind it from the Bible. And at this time, she's got a plant that they call Moses boat. And if you look at it closely, you can see the blooms in it, and they're shaped like a small boat, shaped like a small boat with what might be Moses in there. And it's a popular plant with a lot of people, and so Patricia likes it, and that's one thing she makes sure in the wintertime that it comes in and it doesn't get frozen back. And
40-degree weather.
Yeah, it doesn't like anything below 40 degrees. So her plants kind of keep us busy trying to determine which ones we have room for in the wintertime. And some of them we move into a greenhouse. But we've also got a passion vine. And the passion vine produces a flower, and which we were hoping our passion vine today would have a flower on it to show you. Flower did bloom earlier this morning, but the passion flower doesn't last all day. And especially in this heat, it will wither, it will draw together. And right now it's not visible. The flower is still on the plant, but it's not as good as what we wanted to show you. But I've got the story of the passion flower, and the passion flower goes back to the Spaniards and the Portuguese coming to the Americas back in the 16th century. And when they landed down in Central America, the indigenous people of the area were already using the passion flower. It had a lot of medicinal purposes. And then when the Jesuit priests saw this flower, they started thinking that there was a lot of symbolism between it and the crucifixion. Now the flower itself, and I think we'll attach a photograph later of this, so KT will do that for you, and so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But the different parts of the flowers got different meanings, and it's a very eye-opening, I think you could say, especially as believers in Jesus Christ, the way we are. I'm going to read this to you to make sure, because this was written by a Jesuit priest back in the 16th century and translated for our entertainment now. When the Spanish and Portuguese missionaries and explorers came to the Americas in the 16th century, they were charmed by the exuberant beauty and features of this perfumed flower and immediately associated with elements of Christ's Calvary. The Jesuits named the flower Flores Passionis, or Flor de Cinco Llagas, which means the flower of the five wounds. And the five wounds are represented by a part of the flower also, and we'll get into that in just a minute. It says, in the flower of this purple-colored fruit you can see or find many of the symbols of the Passion. For this reason, the early Catholic missionaries saw it as a gift of God to help them in their work of teaching the Indians to understand the Passion of Christ and the crucifixion. Even the flower color, which is mostly purple, was a reminder, or was mindful of the color of Lent. And it let us look at the symbols here that the flower possesses. And the first is that it has a central pillar. And this pillar represents the column where our Lord was so brutally flogged. And many slender tendrils surrounding its base were likened to the cords and whips used in the scourging. So when you look at the picture, you'll see a lot of little tendrils coming out, and that's what they're referring to. The three top stigma, each with a roughly rounded head, symbolize the three nails used to drive the spikes into our Lord's flesh. And those will be very visible. It'll be about the first thing you see, the very top of the column. And then just below them, the 5 anthers are symbolic of the 5 sacred wounds, and the circle of filaments that compose the dramatic center of this flower represent the crown of thorns. The rays within the flower form a nimbus, representing our Lord's divine glory. And the leaves on many of these plants are shaped like the spear that pierced his side. The 10 petals represent the 10 apostles who forsook their master and fled, omitting Judas, the traitor, and St. John, who remained with Jesus at the crucifixion. A symbolic meaning was found even for the even round shape of the fruit itself. It represents the sinful world that Christ came to save by the supreme sacrifice of his life. There's over 500 species of this plant, and a lot of them, they're a little bit different, but the basic structure of them are the same. Some of the flowers, even the petals being purple, there's a row of white, pure white flowers. And these represent, when you come across a flower of this type, a passion flower, it represents the purity of Jesus Christ. Now, we love getting out here and working, and I enjoy going out walking. Here where we live, I try to walk every day. When I get out in nature, I'm constantly reminded of what God has created. That is my time where I have my time alone with God, and I talk to him constantly when I'm out walking. I enjoy seeing the things that he provided for me. In the heat of the day, there's shade from the trees that he created. And even on the hill behind our house, early in the mornings or in mid-morning when it starts getting hot out here where we're standing and it gets muggy, we can walk up on the hill and we get into the shade of the big pine trees, and it's unbelievably cool. We just love everything that God has created. I see myself as being a caretaker for what he has provided us. He provided the Garden of Eden for Adam and Eve with instructions to take care of it. And I believe that out here, even though our name may be on a piece of paper saying that we own this land, we don't own it. God owns it. He's letting us use it. And in honor of him, I think we need to take care of it. And that's what I love to do. That's what Patricia loves to do. And if she has anything to say, she can say it now, because I think I've said my piece more than I needed to. But that's us. That's our life. And we enjoy the opportunities that we get to go to church. And today's crisis is something that we will get over. Things are going to be okay. God's going to see to that. And I truly believe that. He says, don't worry. There's no need to worry. We need to be Christians as he intended and stand up and be the Christians that we know that we can be.
You know, for a long time, I've got many gardening books, and I've wanted to put in this particular garden for a long time. So I'm so thankful that God has given us this opportunity to live here. And I just invite any of our Christian family to come out. I love to share what we've got out here, from vegetables to a flower. You know, it just warms my heart to take a bouquet of flowers to a friend. And Miss Sandy, she gave me a whole packet of seeds, and they're out there in the flower garden, and it just warmed my heart to get to take her a bouquet of those. So, miss our family tremendously, and love you all.